In over 25 years of designing landscapes, I've never had a client who didn't want more privacy. That's always job number one. Hi, I'm Louis Raymond and I design gardens. I'm now in a city garden that has an extraordinary solution for privacy, large walls all around. I'm in the middle of the back garden of an Italianate estate, possibly about a century old, and so the walls themselves have an Italianate flavor. They're stucco with the roof tile tops of the original mansion itself. Not all of us are going to be lucky enough to have a property with century-old walls. Everything in the garden is really about illusion. Here's how to have garden walls that look like they've been around a century. Take a cue from these garden spheres. They look so heavy, but they're not. Faux. So when we need to extend our century-old garden walls, here's the original. Sounds pretty solid to me. Here's the extension. Fiberglass. Who knew? Another option for privacy is this. This is a vertical wall of greenery. It's formed from linden trees, which love to be trained. It's very easy to do and very quick. You'd never know that there's a parking lot and a cafe 20 feet in back of this wall. This wall is formed by planting young trees. I think they were this tall when I planted them. They grow quickly. They're trained out on wires that we'll see, very economical, very low maintenance, held across galvanized fence poles. This started about 2 feet tall 6 years ago. Now it's, I think, 10 feet tall. I prune it about twice a year. That's all it takes. It almost does half the work for me. There are only a couple things to consider as you create your wall of greenery. One of which is, how tall do you want your wall to be? My wall is 10 feet tall. I'm a tall guy. So I'm still extending my wall out to the top and out to the side of my framework. You can see that I have the galvanized fence pipe at the top, and then every 18 inches or so, I just have simple galvanized fence wire strung along. And I just train the lindens informally along these wires. Now the great thing about lindens is the branches are really flexible. I can just take the branch and twirl it around my guide wire, and it will stay all by itself. How easy is that? And then all the little buds along the side of this branch, now that the branch has been made a bit more horizontal, all of these buds are now free to grow. They will sprout and bush out. But sometimes you actually don't want to twirl things around a wire. You want to really tie them down. Here's another great little branchlet I can induce to grow right out to the end. And it's so easy to tie it. You just take a little piece. I use white clothesline, easy to handle, gentle on the stems, is firm but not cutting when you tie it. Tie a loose knot and the branch will be held right down, and then it will start branching out in only weeks. And the other thing, of course, is we want our wall to be uniform and dense, and we want to fill in any thin spots and prune off anything that gets too thick and rambunctious. Now, I'm looking right through my frame, so you can see I've got a hole to fill here. And it's very easy to do it because linden is so cooperative. And if something grows above the top line, well, that's okay. You just get out and you snip it right off. Linden loves to be pruned. You can do this almost any time of year. And the good news is, the more you prune it, the denser the rest of the wall will get. You can still see my galvanized piper because this is a really young espalier. In a few years, this will be completely obscured by all my linden twigs. This is an amazingly forgiving plant, and you can create a wall greenery just like this in about 5 years.